Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. This Top Crypto Bull here once again for your daily crypto update. Let's get right into it. Well, looks like it's about the same as yesterday. Looks like Bitcoin and the cryptos are just going sideways. Everything's right about the same price that I did the live stream yesterday. So let's see the Bitcoin price. Let's go check out the Bitcoin price real quick. Bitcoin price is $97,633. So it's right about the same. I remember it was right around 98,000 yesterday. I did the live stream. So it's been going sideways. Right now it's $97,880. So and the cryptos are about the same too. Let's go back to the crypto bubbles here. Although Hex is doing pretty good today. All of a sudden Hex is up 27% up for the day. But most of the cryptos are still in the red. They're just kind of going sideways, about 2 to 5% down on the average. We got Penju though. That one is down 13.1% down for the day. That little pudgy penguin token. And we got Caspa is also down 8.3% down for the day. But the majority of the cryptos, they're just a little bit down. I remember XRP was at 250 yesterday. XRP today right now is at 243. It's about just 2% down. From yesterday, 2 to 3% down last 24 hours. So everything's about the same, just kind of going sideways, maybe just a little bit lower than 24 hours ago, but basically just going sideways. So let's get right into the Bitcoin update, see what Bitcoin is doing at the time of recording. Like I said, current price is $97,888. A lot of people are confused right now. People are saying, what's going on with crypto? It's not following the patterns it always follows. The U.S. government is very bullish, on crypto, and why are the prices down? The prices should be up. Bitcoin should be skyrocketing. That's what the majority of people think. But if you've been around, in crypto for a long time, you just know this is the way crypto works. You don't really follow the news. Just because the U.S. government is pro-crypto, that doesn't mean it's gonna, send, Bitcoin flying. I would love it if they did that, but that's just not the way it works. Bitcoin follows the 4-year cycle, and we're actually still right in line with the 4-year cycle. Bitcoin has 1 year bear market and 3 years of bull run, and the 1 year bear market for Bitcoin this cycle was from November 2021 until November 2022, and after November 2022, the 3 years of bull run began for Bitcoin, and ever since we bottomed out at 15K in November 2022, Bitcoin has been going up. So nothing has changed in the 4-year cycle. We're at $97,000, so that's pretty good from 15K. 2 years and a half ago. That's pretty good, and I still believe Bitcoin will get to 180K by September 2025. A lot of times the market, Bitcoin doesn't do what we want it to do right here and now. It does what it does, but it does follow the 4-year cycle. And just like, right now it's going sideways, in a week from now, it could be at 120K. So, Bitcoin, could do a massive run to the upside at any time. Just like it did here on November 5th on the election days. See, on the elections days, remember, here on November 5th, it opened up at the open for that day, it was $67,810. But look what it did here from November 6th all the way up to November 22nd. So that was about 2 weeks. About 15 days, about 16 days. 2 weeks and 2 days. It went from 67,000 all the way up to 99,860. Let's just call it 100,000 to make it even. So in about 16 days, it did like a 33% move to the upside. Not 33%, a $33,000 move to the upside. So it did that in 16 days. So that's why I'm saying just because Bitcoin has been going sideways for over 2 months, going on 3 months now. It could easily skyrocket in 2 weeks. We could easily be above 120, 130,000. If it did the exact same move, if it did another 33% move in 2 weeks, we would be right around $130,000 here in about 2 weeks. So definitely, don't get confused. Don't listen, to the FUD out there. Don't listen to some articles out there. I found this article out there. I'm gonna read it to you guys. This is where I got the title of the video from. It says, "Crypto market has become very confusing, losing all logic." I'll read it just for fun, and then I'll give my thoughts on it. Crypto traders say the market has lost all sense of logic. It is now confusing just about every investor, despite pro-crypto moves by the US government. The crypto market isn't following the same old pattern anymore, and is throwing crypto traders off. The market is totally cooked. Pseudonymous crypto trader Psychedelic said in February 4 X post. They added that despite pro-crypto moves from the US government and President Donald Trump, the market just keeps on retracing. It has lost any sort of rhyme or reason. This is very confusing for almost every investor. Crypto trader, the Bitcoin therapist, said on February 4 X post that something is terribly wrong with the market's pricing of Bitcoin. We are easily 50K to 100K undervalued. There is far too much to be bullish about. There is going to be a violent repricing, he added. The Crypto Fear and Greed Index, which measures overall market sentiment, dropped to a neutral score of 54 on February 5th, down 18 points from its greed score at 72 just a day earlier. Actually, I just checked it right now and it's around 38. So actually, we're in fear right now. The majority of the market's in fear. The confusion comes after the broad consensus among crypto analysts and traders in late 2024. Let me read that again. The confusion comes after the broad consensus among crypto analysts and traders in late 2024 was that Bitcoin's dominance would peak in early 2025 with Trump's election win and speculation about the U.S. making a Bitcoin reserve currency and capital of the world was anticipated to then rotate into the altcoin market, marking what many see as the beginning of the altcoin season. At the time of publication, Bitcoin dominance stands at 61.47%, already higher than crypto analyst Benjamin Cohen's prediction in August that it would top off at 60% before an altcoin season would begin. Despite Bitcoin reaching a new all-time high, over $109,000 on January 20th, around Trump's inauguration, it has recently seen increased volatility. Macroeconomics events are often not accounted for by the traders in their predictions, who typically rely on historical performance. On February 3rd, escalating concerns over a potential trade war caused by Trump's new tariffs on Canada, Mexico, and China led to the largest liquidation event in crypto history. Over $2.24 billion were liquidated from the crypto markets within 24 hours, according to CoinGlass data, though some commentators suggest the figure could be as high as $10 billion. So there you go. Looks like a lot of the traders out there, even the pro traders, they're getting very confused. They're saying that the Bitcoin and the market has lost all logic. But really, this is what Bitcoin did exactly last cycle. Bitcoin, it goes sideways, 80% of the time. Only 20% of the time, it does violent moves to the upside and to the downside. If you have been following my channel, you would know I've been, in earlier videos, I've been letting you guys know, the Bitcoin goes sideways about 80% of the time, and only 20% of the time, it has violent moves to the upside or the downside. And right now, we're in the bull market, especially the 30-year, the bull run, the parabolic bull run phase. So the next violent move is going to be to the upside. I don't expect a violent move to the downside because we're not in the bear market. That's when you get the violent moves to the downside. It's in the bear market. But the bear market already passed. It was from November 2021 to November 2022. And now we got, after November 2022, 3 years of bull run got started for Bitcoin, and it's going to keep going up. until it tops off sometime in September 2025. But of course, it doesn't go up in a straight line. I mean, there are, a bunch of sideways days, and there are, correction days. There are red days. We are going to see corrections. Right now, the biggest correction we've had has only been like 17%. Let's see here. I'll take it here from this high we had here of $108,000, to this local low here we had of 89K. Let's see, that's the biggest correction has been 17%. So I mean, it hasn't even been that bad. Just a lot of people, are just fearful, getting worried out there. But I mean, we haven't even had a deep correction for Bitcoin yet. And by a deep correction, I mean a correction of 30% or more. We've only had a 17% correction. I could only imagine how everybody's going to be when we get a 30%, 40%, 50% correction, which we're going to get. I mean, that's what Bitcoin has done historically. It's had massive corrections. On the last cycle, on the 2021 cycle, it had over like 15 corrections of 10% or more, and it had like 7 or 8 30% corrections, and it had like like a couple of 50% corrections. So I mean, we haven't even hit the 30% corrections yet. So this is normal. For the parabolic bull run phase for Bitcoin, it gets very volatile. I mean, we have massive moves to the upside, and then we correct, and then we go sideways for a long time. And again, Bitcoin goes sideways 80% of the time, and only 20% of the time it has violent moves to the upside and the downside. And I do expect the next violent move is going to be to the upside, because we're in the parabolic bull run phase. We're in the last year of the bull run. We're in the banana zone, like Raul Paul calls it. We're in the banana zone where everything goes up. And the next violent move, I do expect it to be similar to this move we had here from November 5th, when we went from $67,000 all the way up to $108,000 here, in 16 days. So that's about $33,000 move it went to the upside. So this move could come at any time. And right now that everybody's capitulating, everybody's getting very fearful. Nobody really knows what's going on. A lot of traders, even pro traders, are getting it wrong. This is the time. That's what the market maker loves to do. The market maker loves to confuse everybody. I mean, and right when everybody's basically, very fearful, and most of the people have sold out of their positions, that's when they flip the switch and they make the market go parabolic. So it could happen at any time. It could be tomorrow, the next day, or within a week. But I do think it's going to happen, within a week or two. Definitely by mid-February, I do expect Bitcoin to go parabolic and make new all-time highs. I mean, but it could happen even sooner than that. That's what the market maker loves to do. It loves to confuse everybody. It loves to shake everybody out. It loves to keep everybody guessing. And when everybody's fearful and doesn't know what's going on, that's when they flip the switch and they make everything go parabolic. Let's check out the fear and greed index. I told you, that article was saying it was like neutral, but it's actually according to CoinMarketCap, it's in the 38. It's at fear 38. So the market's capitulating. Everybody's getting fearful, and that's good for the market because the market was very greedy for a long time. And it's finally getting fearful. So in order for the next leg up, we need the market to be fearful. We need everybody to like not know what to do. We need all the weekends to sell out of the positions. And right when the majority of people sell, that's when the market maker will flip the switch and make everything go parabolic. So I'm making this video so you won't be confused. Don't be like the some traders out there or some investors out there that are all confused, thinking that the bull run's over. There's a lot of FUD out there. I've read some articles in the internet there and some posts on X, on Twitter. That are saying that the bull run's over, that 109,000 was the top. That we're gonna be headed into a bear market. That's it. No more gains. But I'm not in that camp. I do believe Bitcoin is doing the same thing it's always done in the 4-year cycle. I do believe it's still going to complete its cycle, and it's going to keep going up little by little until September 2025, where it's going to top off. My prediction is going to top off somewhere between 180K and 250K. And my reasoning for that is because Bitcoin has diminishing returns. Every cycle is, it's done less X gains to the upside. On the 2017 cycle, it did a 129X from the low to the high. On the 2021 cycle, it did a 22X from the bear market low of $3,184 up to the top of 69K. So that's a 22X. So this time around in 2025 cycle, I do expect Bitcoin to do less than a 22X because of the diminishing returns I just explained. Every cycle it does less gains to the upside. So I'm thinking it'll probably do somewhere between a 12X to a 17X from the bear market low of this cycle. And the bear market low of this cycle was around $15,400, but I'm just going to round down to $15,000 for easy math. So if you take 15K times 12, that's about 180K. And if you take 15K times 17, that's about $250,000. So that's where I get my prediction for Bitcoin at the top of the bull run, somewhere between 180K and 250K. And I do expect it to top off sometime around September 2025, give or take a month. Might be August, might be October 2025. Now, there are a lot of moon boys out there saying that, Bitcoin is going to go over $500,000. Some are even saying it's going to go up way past $1 million. But I mean, I'm not a moon boy. I mean, I'm very bullish on Bitcoin and cryptos. Don't get me wrong. I love Bitcoin and cryptos. I'm very bullish, but I'm also realistic. And I've been around for a few years now. That I know that Bitcoin follows the cycle and the pattern. And like I said, there's diminishing returns. So there's no way that Bitcoin's going to get over $1 million or $500,000. I mean, I would love it if Bitcoin got over $1 million. I mean, don't get me wrong. If Bitcoin got over $1 million, we would all be instant millionaires. If you bought any altcoin right now, just pick an altcoin and put like $5,000 in it, you'll become a millionaire. If Bitcoin got over $1 million, because if Bitcoin goes over $1 million, that would be like a 10x from the price of today. So if Bitcoin did a 10x, all your favorite altcoins are going to do like 100x, 200x, 300x. I mean, just about all of them would. So just pick up, one of your strong altcoins, put $5,000 in it right now, and if Bitcoin got over $1 million, we would all, be millionaires at the top of the bull run. But I don't think Bitcoin is going to get to $1 million. Like I said, I see Bitcoin topping off somewhere between 180K and 250K, sometime in September 2025. So, but either way, stay bullish on Bitcoin and the cryptos. Don't let the FUD out there, scare you out of your position. Don't let the FUD out there, make you sell your altcoins or your Bitcoin. You don't want to sell, and then once the market goes parabolic, you don't want to be FOMOing into the market later on. So definitely, don't be that guy that sells your crypto and then FOMOs back in later. So definitely, I'm very bullish on Bitcoin. I don't see anything wrong with this cycle. Like the article was saying, that it's got everybody confused. That Bitcoin is not following any logic. Actually, it's doing the exact same thing it does every cycle. It just goes sideways for a long time, and then all of a sudden it'll go parabolic. I mean, just in March in 2024, last year from March 2024 until like October 2024, it was going sideways between 54K and 70K. It went sideways for 8 months. So I mean, that's 8 months. We've only been going sideways for about 3 months, ever since November 22nd. We've really been going sideways between 90K and 100K, with a few wicks above 100K, like a couple wicks below 90K. But we've really been going sideways, between 90K and 100K, since November 22nd. So that would be, over 2 months and a half. So we've been going sideways for 2 months and a half. No, wait a minute. That would be December 22nd, January 22nd. Oh yeah, 2 months and a half. I got it right. So yeah, we've been going sideways for over 2 months and a half. Literally just going sideways between 90K and 100K, with a few wicks to the upside and a few wicks to the downside. But But that's what Bitcoin does. Maybe we'll go sideways another week or two before Bitcoin goes parabolic. But don't get shaken out. Don't get scared out of your position. I do believe 90K is the line in the sand. I don't think Bitcoin will go under 90K. We might have a quick wick below 90K, like we did here on January 13. Where it wicked to 89K, but literally it only wicked down there for a couple minutes and then it went right back up. It was just a quick wick to flush out all the leverage trading, all the shorts. All the longs. It flushed out all the longs, and then and then went right back up and flushed out all the shorts. That's just the way the market maker steals, takes everybody's money. So yeah, we're at 98K right now, but like in 2 weeks we could be in 130K. Just like we did, like I showed you earlier, on November 5th, we went from 67K. November 5th, we went from 67K, and 16 days later, on November 22nd, we were at, $100,000. So definitely, stay bullish on the market. I do believe, Bitcoin is going to go parabolic. The 4-year cycle is going to play out. And Bitcoin is going to see higher prices, and I do believe Bitcoin will get at least above 120K, potentially up to $138,000 before it sees a deep correction. And by a deep correction, I mean a 30% correction or more. So yeah, so definitely, I don't think we're gonna go below 90K like some bears are saying out there. Some bears are saying we're going to 70K or 74K. I don't think that's going to happen. You could pretty much kiss 70K and 74K goodbye into the next bear market, but not until during this bull run, we're not going to see 70K or 74K again. I do believe 90K is the line in the sand. So remember, I do expect Bitcoin to go up above 120K, at least above 120K, potentially all the way up to 138K before we see a 30% correction or more. And it could happen at any time. It could happen, in a few days, in a week, or maybe even 2 weeks. But sometime in the next 2 weeks, I do see Bitcoin going parabolic and making new all-time highs. So yeah, get ready. If you haven't bought the dip, right now is the perfect time to buy the dip. I think this is basically the last chance, to buy your favorite altcoins before they go parabolic. Once Bitcoin goes above 120K, all the altcoins are going to follow, and they're going to start going parabolic as well too. And I still believe that the true altcoin season is right around the corner. I do believe by late February, we're going to be in the true altcoin season, where you're going to see your favorite coins doing like 50% moves to the upside. And every day, you get massive gains on your altcoins. By the end of February, and into early March, we'll be in the true altcoin season. So definitely get ready. I do believe it's right around the corner before Bitcoin goes parabolic. Now I got some more bullish news to share with you guys. Give you guys some hopium, in case you're feeling bearish out there. Although the news, like I said, the news doesn't really matter. Bitcoin follows the 4-year cycle, but I like to read the news kind of for fun, just kind of see what's going out there. And it looks like the SEC's proposed a token relief. And I guess this article is about how it might impact the crypto firms. Proposed token relief from the Securities and Exchange Commission does not mean a blanket pass for all projects, Attorney Franco Joffre said. The retroactive token and coin offering relief measures proposed by U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission Commissioner Hester Pierce will likely benefit crypto firms and projects with a certain profile. Franco Joffre, the attorney of a senior advisor at Miller and Chevalier, said firms that conducted initial coin offerings during the ICO boom of 2017 and 2018 have a strong argument for relief under the new proposal. Projects that exhibit strong utility use cases for their tokens or coins, as opposed to purely speculative instruments with an investment focus, will also likely qualify for any potential relief. So this is what he said, the attorney Joffre. If the SEC provides relief, it could introduce clear criteria distinguishing security tokens from true utility tokens. For example, tokens issued primarily for access to a service or platform, or those structured to function more like digital goods rather than equity substitutes. These include decentralized finance projects, layer 2 scaling solutions, and other crypto infrastructure that use tokens for governance and security. Custodians and centralized exchanges are also notable candidates for relief, the attorneys told Cointelegraph. So that's pretty good. So it looks like a lot of layer 2s and all the exchange tokens, they're going to be in the clear. Probably XRP, it's going to be in the clear. So that's really good. Looks like the SEC is definitely doing better now since Gary Gensler resigned. He's out of office since January 20. He's in case you don't know, Mr. Gary Gensler went back to teaching at MIT. He's a professor at MIT again. So that's good. We want him at MIT, not at the SEC for sure. So yeah, it looks like the SEC is turning pro crypto, and I do believe they are going to basically drop all the crypto cases, all the important ones. Not the ones that include like fraud or anything like that, but like the Ripple XRP case is going to be thrown out. The Coinbase, Binance, those are going to be thrown out. The Uniswap, all these legitimate cryptos, all these cases are going to be thrown out. And when that happens, that's going to be good. Cryptos are going to be mass adopted. All the big money is going to come in and buy up, like XRP, Uniswap, all these, cryptos that we all love. Another bullish news I wanted to share with you guys is that BlackRock, has launched or is getting ready to launch a Bitcoin ETP in Europe. In case you don't know, in Europe, they basically call a Bitcoin ETP in Europe is basically a Bitcoin ETF. For some reason, in Europe, they're called ETPs, and here in the US, they're called ETFs. So BlackRock, the world's largest asset manager, is preparing to launch a Bitcoin exchange-traded product ETP in Europe. The move comes after BlackRock's US Spot Bitcoin Exchange-Traded Fund ETF, iShares Bitcoin Trust (IBIT) drew upward of $57 billion in net assets after launching in January 2024. BlackRock's IBIT fund is America's most popular spot Bitcoin ETF. BlackRock's European Bitcoin ETP will reportedly be domiciled in Switzerland. The asset manager plans to start marketing the fund as soon as this month. So BlackRock is a top ETF issuer with $4.4 trillion in assets under management across a suite of ETPs. This will be BlackRock's first Bitcoin ETP outside of North America. So there you go. More bullish news for Bitcoin. Not that it really matters, even if BlackRock wasn't in the game. Bitcoin would still be going up. BlackRock, just barely started buying Bitcoin, but Bitcoin's been going up since it got created in 2009. Bitcoin was under a penny when it first came out. Even at one point, Satoshi was giving away Bitcoin. I wish I would have known about Bitcoin, when you could get it for free. I remember people would, have told me that they would just get it in their email. They just got Bitcoin. They didn't know what it was. But, there was a time when, Bitcoin would just appear in your email and you get it for free. But I wish I would have gotten some for free. But I wasn't one of those lucky few. I didn't know about Bitcoin in 2009. But I do know about Bitcoin, ever since, 4 or 5 years ago. So I'm taking full advantage of it. Bitcoin doesn't have the best return of investment. So that's why, I do have some Bitcoin, but I got most of my money in the altcoins. But it's good to know, Bitcoin and 4-year cycle for Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is the original crypto. And, basically, the altcoins follow Bitcoin. Bitcoin is like the father, and the altcoins are like the children of Bitcoin, and the children follow the father. So that's why we have to know the Bitcoin 4-year cycle, because when Bitcoin goes up, the altcoins go up as well, and vice versa. When Bitcoin goes down, the altcoins go even more down. So that's why, we have to know the Bitcoin cycle, because Bitcoin is the original crypto. Okay, I got more bullish news here for you guys. Looks like the CFTC acting chair says the agency is ending regulation by enforcement. The Commission will divide its enforcement responsibilities into two task forces focused mainly on complex fraud and retail fraud. So Carolyn Pham, she's the new acting chair of the U.S. Commodity Futures Trading Commission, or CFTC, announced that the agency will be winding down its practice of regulation by enforcement, likely impacting its approach to crypto firms during the Trump administration. So I guess in February 4, Pham said that the CFTC was restructuring the priorities for its division of enforcement to focus on fraud, suggesting that the move will stop regulation by enforcement against good citizens. The Commission will divide its responsibilities into two task forces focused mainly on retail fraud and violations of the U.S. Commodity Exchange Act and complex fraud and manipulation. The task force realignment will enhance our vigorous and energetic enforcement program by empowering our talented staff to focus their expertise on matters that secure justice for victims and uphold public confidence in the integrity of our markets. So there you go. So basically, this is good. The SEC and now also the CFTC under new leadership. Mr. Trump has appointed Carolyn Pham. I mean, they're going pro crypto. They're not going to be doing regulating by enforcement. They're just going to go after like fraud, that kind of stuff. So they're going to be leaving the crypto companies alone. So that's pretty good. That's bullish for crypto. We don't want the SEC or the CFTC suing the crypto companies. So definitely this is good news. So let's get into the favorites now, the channel's favorites. I'm not going to go over the charts. I'll just go over the bubbles real quick, because basically the charts are the same as they were yesterday. They're just going sideways. Maybe they're a little bit low, but I'll just talk about them a little bit right now. Let's see. So we got the biggest loser for the day right now is Jasmy. It's down 2.9% down for the day, but that's like a perfect buy the dip opportunity for me. I mean, what a steal, what a cheap price for Jasmy. It's at 0.2322 at the time of recording. Today it did get as low as 0.2250, but if you've been watching my video, guys, I told you since a couple of days ago that the time the buy was right now. I don't think it's gonna I don't think the prices are gonna get lower than we did on February 3rd. February 3rd we had the that massive dip all the way down to 0.02, basically just 2 cents for Jasmy. It hasn't gotten that low yet. It's only gotten as low as 0.02250. So I definitely think this is basically rock bottom prices for Jasmy before it goes parabolic. Just like all the cryptos, Jasmy is also waiting for Bitcoin to go parabolic. So don't miss out on Jasmy. I do believe Jasmy could at least get to 30 cents, but it does have the potential to get pretty close to $1. Now it might not break $1 just because $1 is a psychological number. Just like Bitcoin had a hard time breaking $100,000. Jasmy might have a hard time breaking $1, but I do believe it could get pretty close. Maybe it could get to like 93 cents or 90 cents, right around there. So it has a lot of potential. Even from this price range right here, if it only got to 30 cents, you still have almost a 15x. And if it got to like 90 cents, you have basically almost a 45x. So don't miss out on Jasmy. It's a great time to pick up some Jasmy. Then after Jasmy, we got XRPs down 2.4% down for the day. Yesterday when I made my video, it was at 250. Right now it's at 244. So it's just been going sideways, just like Jasmy and all these coins. They're basically at the same price. It did get as low as 235, just kind of going sideways between like 235 and 255 for the last day. If you got into XRP, when it was anywhere between 30 cents and 50 cents, you're doing really good. But now, I mean, if you love XRP, you can still buy XRP. Don't get me wrong. But I bought XRP when it was under 50 cents. So so I'm doing good on my investment. But I know right now, on this dip, I'm not buying any more XRP. I'm buying more coins like Jasmy or Crow with Knife or or Leah. or LEI, with low market caps, because I do believe XRP could get to as high as $15 at the top of the bull run. That's my realistic price target. Potentially, it could go all the way to $30 if Bitcoin has a massive bull run up to 250K. But I'm conservative. I'm saying XRP could at least get to $15. So if I invest, dry powder into XRP, I'm only gonna do like a 6x from the prices today. But if I invest into like something like Jasmine, I could do anywhere from a 15x to a 45x, at the top of the bull run. So, XRP was a good investment when it was at 50 cents or lower. But now you're only looking at about a 6x. I mean, unless you're investing $1 million, if you're investing $1 million into XRP, you could turn that, XRP, that $1 million XRP up to 6 million. So that would be great, and it has a lot of liquidity. I mean, you're better off investing, if you have $1 million, or a lot of money, you're better off investing it into, high market cap coins with high liquidity, where you could get your money back at the top of the bull run. But but if you're not a millionaire, and if you're like most of us, right now you'll get better returns, with lower market cap projects like Jasmine or Crow with Knife or LEI, those or the COQ, Cockinu, those kind of projects. But anyways, XRP is still a great project. I did get in it below 50 cents, and I'm waiting to around $15, where I'm gonna take half my profits, and then after $15, I'm gonna wait. If we get higher prices, then I'll be scaling out, slowly. Okay, and then we got the COQ is down 2.7% down for the day. It's at 6061. That's another cheap price. I mean, the market cap's only $42 million. I mean, this is going to moon eventually. The COQ being the #1 meme coin on the Avalanche blockchain is going to be a late bloomer, because, historically speaking, the Avalanche blockchain and the ecosystem are late bloomers. In the last cycle, 2021, Avalanche didn't moon until late 2021, and then it topped off with Bitcoin in November 2021. So I expect the same thing for Avalanche and the COQ this cycle. They're going to be late bloomers. So I mean, if you don't mind waiting, if you're patient, this is the perfect time to accumulate the Cockinu, and then reap the rewards in late 2025 when Bitcoin tops off and when Cockinu tops off. I do see at least getting over a $500 million market cap, and potentially going as high as $1 billion market cap. And right now, it's only a $42 million market cap. So I mean, it could easily do anywhere between a 10 to 20x at the top of the bull run. So yeah, and it could even go higher. Okay, and then we got the CAW, the Crow with Knife, and just like the COQ, excellent cheap price. Only a $19 million market cap. It's at 702562, basically hitting rock bottom right now. You better take advantage of these low prices, because they're not going to last. And just like the Avalanche blockchain and the ecosystem are late bloomers, the Kronos blockchain is also a late bloomer. And Crow with Knife, CAW, is the #1 meme coin on the Kronos blockchain, so it's going to be a late bloomer. The CRO token last cycle in 2021, just like Avalanche, was a late bloomer. It didn't start, mooning until late 2021, and it topped off with Bitcoin in November 2021. But I mean, it did like a 96x though, the CRO token in 2021. The bear market low of the CRO token was around a penny, and it topped off at 96 cents. So I mean, it was a very low price for a long time. About a penny or two or three. Until late 2021, when the CRO token mooned, and it went all the way up to 96 cents. So definitely, don't miss out on on the Kronos blockchain, and don't miss out on Crow with Knife, the #1 meme coin on the Kronos blockchain. It is going to moon, and only being at $19.72 million market cap, just going to have a lot of gains. I do believe it could go over a $500 million market cap, and maybe even $1 billion market cap, just like the COQ. So if it went up to $500 million market cap, that's about like a 25x, like a 25x. And if it got to $1 billion market cap, that's about like a 50x. So it could do anywhere between a 25x to a 50x. The Crow with Knife CAW. So don't miss out on that. Then we got XLM here, the Twin X, XRP's, Twin X, just like XRP, just kind of going sideways, but I mean, I do believe, XLM is a great coin. I bought it, when it was at 9 cents. The bear market low was 7 cents. So unless you got into XLM under 10 cents, you're doing really good. But I do believe at the top of the bull run, it could get to as high as 350. So you still got like a 10x from the price of today, which is not bad, if you're investing a lot of money. But if you want higher returns, you're better off investing into like Jasmine, Crow with Knife, or the COQ. But if you're okay with the 10x, then XLM is still a good project to invest in, because I do believe it could get to at least $3.50 at the top of the bull run. So don't miss out on XLM either. And now on AVAX here, just like I was talking about the COQ, AVAX is going to be a late bloomer, but I do believe it could get to $300 at the top of the bull run, potentially all the way up to $600. So you still got like a good 10-20x on Avalanche. So don't miss out on Avalanche. If you have a lot of money, if you have like $1 million or more, Avalanche is a great pick, because it's got a lot of liquidity, and you'll be able to get your money back. If you invest $1 million into Avalanche, you could easily make that $10 million at the top of the bull run. But if you don't have that kind of money, you could still turn $1,000 into like $10,000, maybe even $20,000 if it gets you $600. But if you want higher returns, maybe Jasmine, Crow and Knife, and the COQ will get you better returns. So yeah, don't miss out on Avalanche though. It's a AAA premium blockchain. It's the #1 Web3 gaming blockchain. It's it's a real world asset blockchain, and it's just recently had a AI upgrade. It had the Avalanche 9000 AI. So now they're gonna start building like AI agents, and it's definitely gonna do super good. So don't miss out on AVAX. The last favorite here we got here is XCN. Can't go wrong with XCN. It's already been mooning. It mooned in 2 weeks. It went from 0.025 to like 5 cents. It did like over 20x in 2 weeks. And right now, it's retraced, and it's been consolidating between like 3 cents, right around 3 cents. It's been going sideways. It's just getting ready for its next leg up. I do believe XCN could get as high as like at least 25 cents, potentially get as high as 50 cents. So even if you invest into XCN right now, you still got a good 8x in it, which is not bad, because it could go all the way up to 50 cents, and you might be able to do like 16x. So anywhere between 8x and 16x is left on XCN. But if you want better returns, maybe Jasmine, Crow and Knife, and the COQ would be better investments right now. But remember, on the Crow and Knife and the COQ, you have to have patience, because they're going to be late bloomers. You might see other coins like Jasmine, XCN, Avalanche, XRP, XLM, Moon. They're going to be mooning before Crow and Knife and AVAX and COQ. Because Avalanche, COQ, and Crow and Knife, they're going to be late bloomers. Don't be surprised if you see other coins, moon before Avalanche, Crow and Knife, and the COQ. And also the CRO token, because it's the Chronos blockchain. But back to XCN. If you own XCN from lower prices, the bear market low was 0007. I was lucky enough to get in it at 0017. So I'm doing really good in it. But I'm gonna wait till at least it gets to like 25 cents before I take profits, because I do believe it could at least get to 25 cents, potentially even getting as high as 50 cents. So definitely kudos to you if you own some XCN. You're in profit right now for sure. And that's what's going to happen with all these other coins like Jasmine, Crow and Knife, and COQ. They're eventually going to moon, and you'll be in profits if you buy it right now. But the time to buy is right now. Don't wait until it goes parabolic and then be FOMOing in at higher prices, because right when you think the market's over, that the top of the bull run is already in, that's when it'll go parabolic. Just like right now, most of the people are capitulating. Everybody's fearful. Everybody, is confused. They don't know what's going on. That's when, the market maker flips the switch and makes everything go parabolic, just when enough people have sold out. So don't be part of the people that sell out. Have conviction on your cryptos. If you're holding your favorite cryptos, and you have some dry powder on the side, maybe right now is the perfect time to DCA into your favorite crypto because they're all in fire sale. They all have great cheap prices right now. From these favorites right now, I think the ones with the highest return on investment right now is going to be Jasmy, XCN, and Avalanche, COQ, and CAW. I do believe Bitcoin, XRP, and XLM are going to have they're already big market caps, and they're going to have less returns because they've already kind of mooned. But right now, I'm putting most of my money into Jasmy because I think Jasmy is next to Moon. But if you have patience, Whirlwind Knife and the COQ are great investment. But again, you're gonna have to wait until late in 2025 for them to moon. You're not gonna see COQ or CAW moon anytime soon. They're late bloomers. But I do believe Jasmy is next to Moon. So if I had to pick the next coin to moon from these favorites, I would pick Jasmy. So that's why I'm recommending Jasmy right now because I do believe it's getting ready to moon. And later on in the cycle, I do believe Whirlwind Knife and COQ are gonna moon as well. But really, once we get into the altcoin season, all your favorite altcoins are gonna be mooning. As long as there's nothing fundamentally wrong with your altcoin, they will moon. But stay bullish in the market. You'll reap the rewards here shortly. I think I have one more article for you guys to share. That was kind of cool, or kind of funny. Not really funny. It's just kind of strange how MicroStrategy it basically rebranded. They're called now Strategy. So MicroStrategy, now called Strategy, records a 670 million net loss in Q4. Strategy's fourth quarter loss came as it stacked another 218,887 Bitcoin, its most aggressive quarter yet. So this is why they're down, because they basically bought the top. They bought Bitcoin when it was like at $100,000, $108,000. I remember Michael Saylor buying when it was at 108, 105, 103, 102,000. But now it's right back at 97,000. So that's why it's losing money right now. But this guy's gonna make up money because when Bitcoin gets to 180K, he'll be up in profit. He'll be basically double his profits. If he's I forget how many billion he's got into Bitcoin, but he's got somewhere between like 20-40 billion dollars into Bitcoin. And when Bitcoin gets to $180,000, it's going to be worth somewhere between like 40-80 billion dollars. So he's definitely doing the right thing, and he's definitely investing into Bitcoin, because you can't invest 20-40 billion dollars into like an altcoin because there's just no liquidity in it. But you could into Bitcoin. At the top of the bull run, if Michael Saylor was smart, he would sell his Bitcoin at 180K or $200,000 and then buy back in the bear market. But knowing him, he's probably just gonna hold. He says he's gonna hold forever, and he's gonna be buying the top all the time. But I guess his strategy is different. I think he makes his money on lending loans through Bitcoin. So he's a billionaire already. He doesn't really need to sell. He makes his money differently. So he makes his money by lending against Bitcoin. So everybody has their own strategy. My strategy is to buy at, as close as I can to the bear market low. Buy my favorite cryptos, my favorite altcoins as low as I can, to the bear market low, and I sell them as high, as close as to the top of the bull run as I can. For example, I bought XCN at 0017. I do believe the bear market low was 0007. So I bought it a little bit off the low, about a 100% move up the low. I wish I would have caught 0007, but I caught it at 0017. That's close enough for me. And I plan to sell sometime close to around 25 cents. So that's great profit anyways right there. So you don't have to buy the exact low, and you don't have to sell the exact high, but you want to get as close to the low as you can and get as close to the high as you can. That's basically the way to make money. To put it in simple words, is buy low and sell high. That's the name of the game. Well, that's pretty much it. I think that's all the news I got for you guys. I'll just leave you with the thoughts that don't get bearish. This is not the time to be bearish. Right now it's the time to be bullish. I mean, don't listen to the FUD out there. You know, a lot of FUD out there. You know, a lot of traders think the bull run is over. A lot of traders, even pro traders, are confused. You know, they don't know what's going on with the Bitcoin price and the altcoins. You know, they're expecting, you know, Bitcoin to skyrocket because of the pro crypto government here in the USA. You know, but you know, don't listen to the FUD out there. Bitcoin is still following the 4-year cycle. Nothing has changed. This is the way it is. Bitcoin goes sideways 80% of the time, and only about 20% of the time it does violent moves to the upside or downside. And because we are in the third year of the bull run, we're in the parabolic bull run phase. We're in the banana zone, like Raul Paul calls it. We're in the banana zone where everything goes up. I do believe the next move the next violent move for Bitcoin is going to be to the upside. And I do believe it could happen any day now. It could be tomorrow. It could be in a few days. It could be in a week. It could be in 2 weeks. But sometime soon, Bitcoin is going to go parabolic. And I do believe it's got to get at least above 120K before it has a deep correction of 30% or more. But it does have a potential to go as high as 138,000 before it has a deep correction. But I'm being conservative. I'm saying Bitcoin at least has to go above 120K before we have a deep correction of 30% or more. And I'm also saying, I also believe that 90,000 is the line in the sand for Bitcoin. I do not believe Bitcoin is going to go lower than 90K. I do believe that's the line in the sand. Now we might see a quick wick below 90K, like we did, you know, a couple of weeks ago on January 13. Let me go back to the Bitcoin chart. I forget what day it was. Yeah, I believe it was January 13. Let's see. Yep, January 13. Well, it was actually more than 2 weeks ago. But yeah, January 13. You know, we had this quick wick to 89K, but it was literally only there for a couple minutes, and then it went right back up. It was just a quick wick to the downside and a quick wick to the upside, just to liquidate all the leverage traders, all the shorts and the longs. So definitely, you know, stay bullish in the market. I do believe 90K is going to hold, and I do believe Bitcoin's got to go above 120K, potentially all the way up to 138K before we have a deep correction of 30% or more for Bitcoin. So that's pretty much it. Stay bullish. Like the video. Subscribe to the channel. Think about joining the Patreon. Only $20 a month. This Top Crypto Bull. And I'll see you in the next one.